So I am starting off with a slip knot. Sorry for the view. I think I'll update it later so you can see a little bit more closely. But yeah, I have a size K crochet hook. It is my favorite, the one that I use most often, especially in my YouTube tutorials. So I have my slip knot and I'm just going to chain 11. This is for a size, she's about a B, C cup, but for this type of top, I would say just, guys, you know how I do if you watch my tutorials. It really depends on the individual, because for this top especially, like if a woman has a very small areola, and this might be TMI, but if you're making a top for someone and you want it to fit correctly, like the different sizes of areolas could vary. So this top is meant to cover the areola, and then the rest of the breast, just being real with you guys, will be bare or not covered. So you could choose for yours to be a little bit smaller, or you could choose for it to be a little bit larger based on the individual woman. So I turned my work, and now I am using a half double crochet, and I'm just going to half double crochet back around. So I skipped the first chain and I went into the second chain away from the loop with the half double crochet. I'm going to continue all the way back down, and then I'm just going to continue with the half double crochet and make kind of like an arch. So here I'm just showing you that I'm going to chain one, and I'm also going to use the tail end of the work and weave that in instead of cutting it. But I'm just going to continue back up. So I'm going to turn my work again and then half double crochet all the way back around. So I'm not going to go down the bottom. I'm going to go back up towards the top where the circular part is, and we're going to increase some to make it like a crescent or oval shape at the top only. So now that we have reached the top, I am going to increase, which is simply 2 or 3 half double crochets into the same loop. So I'm just checking that it will match the other one size wise, because I already have one of them completed. So yeah, I'm just going into the very top chain with 2 or 3 half double crochets, and then I'm going to continue my work down the opposite side with more half double crochets. And since you are increasing the number of half double crochets will change from each side because you've added, but it should be around 10 if you're doing what I did, which was 11 at the beginning. So if you chain 11, then you probably have 10 half double crochets going down the side. But if you know you're a customer, or you wear size D or size A, it might be a little different, and I'll try my best to leave some information down in the description box to help you guys. But like I said, you guys know that I'm all about individuals and just doing what works for you, because there are so many different boob types. I just hate to steer somebody wrong. So I just like to give you guys ideas and, you know, try to be a little creative. So yeah, anyways, off my soapbox, I'm turning my work again, and I'm going to continue with some more half double crochets up the side. So I have turned my work once again, and now I'm going to do a little bit more increasing at the top, some more half double crochets, multiple half double crochets in the same stitch to add some more chains. And I think this is the last time that I'm going to go around. So yeah, once we finish this, then we can go on to making the actual top portion of this swimsuit top. So now that that's done and you have two of the, I don't even know what you want to call them, the little arches, we are going to sew that onto a band. In this band, I chained, I don't even know how many I chained, I just wrapped it around my bust to make sure that it would fit, and then I continued along with some half double crochet. So I just made a really thick band of half double crochets. And if you have a problem or trouble doing this, you can Google the US inches for bust lines and use that to measure with the tape measure to make sure it'll fit. It will fit. So again, I'm going to sew these little arches onto the band that I made. And I lost my mannequins when I moved from North Carolina to Minnesota, so if you have a mannequin, this might really help because you want to make sure that the placement is perfect. This is really it because, like I said, you want the arch part to cover the areola, and if you have it just 2 inches off, it could really make a huge difference. So I would hold this up to yourself or hold this up to a mannequin. You can ask the customer to make sure that she sends you pictures. They don't have to be nude, but yeah, you just want to make sure that it is even. You could also use a bra to just make sure that it's covered, because I would hate for you guys to like send something out or try to wear something and it's not covering your lady bits, because we don't want to be out here just showing our goodies to any and everybody. So yeah, I'm sorry. I know you guys are gonna like butcher me in the comments. You always do. Hopefully you don't though. I'm gonna be a little bit more positive. Hopefully you don't do that, because I just would hate to tell you like do 3 inches from the center, and then it's wrong. Then you're gonna be mad. I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. So yeah, once I finish sewing on the first one, then I'm going to sew on the second one. And now we can move along with continuing the top. So I'm going to start off with another slip knot, and then I am going to take that slip knot and I'm going to use again my size K crochet hook, and I'm going to insert it into the top of my first arch. And remember, everything of course that we do on one side we're going to do on the other side as well. So I've inserted that. I'm going to connect my work. So sorry that my watch is in the way and that you can't see, but I'm just going to connect it, and I'm going to chain about 50 to 60 so that she can be able to tie the top around her neck. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished one side so you can see what it looks like. Hopefully you have done the first initial part, which is continuing with the 50 or 60 chains from the top of the arch on both sides. Now I'm just going to show you how to make that little V portion. So I did skip 3 or 4 chains from the side. So let's say 3 to 5. From the side of the arch, you're going to skip between 3 and 5, and then you're just going to chain. And I will give you this hint. So you want both sides to be shorter than the arch, so that it can kind of cup the breast on the side and give her a little bit of side boob. So for me, I did 11 chains in the beginning, and because I worked my work all the way around a few times, I would say it added maybe 3 or 4 chains. So I chained 11 and then I increased 3 or 4 times. So now we have between 14 and 15 chains, but you have to remember that we are connecting this side portion to the top portion. So we're going to add even more chains. So I went in about 4 chains above the arch. So I'll leave this math down in the description box because it can be a little tricky. So I chained 11 initially. I increased 3 or 4 times, so that's about 15 chains. But then we're going to insert the side portion into the top portion, and you're going to go up about 5 from the arch. So say that is 21 chains. You want to subtract about 4 or 5 chains so that those side portions, it'll kind of cup her breast and give her a little bit of side boobage, which, you know, everybody loves a good side boob. So I have inserted that the end of my work into the top of the arch where she's going to tie it around her neck, and I'm just going to secure it with a few slip knots, and then I'm going to eventually snip that chain off. So here you see me just cleaning up some of the scraggly ends. You can cut them off or you can weave them into the work. I just like to hide them inside of the top, and I usually just slip knot it, tie it really tight, and I've never had any issues with like anything unraveling. So yeah, hopefully you could do the same thing. I'm just going to take the scissors and snip that extra yarn off. I don't go too short just in case, but again, I've never had any issues. And I'm just going to leave the one at the top for now. And I'm going to start off with another slip knot. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Again, from the arch, we're going to skip 4 or 5 chains to the middle. So now we're going to work this slip knot and chain from the middle portion. And of course, if you've already done it on the other side, you just want to be symmetrical. So I am going to chain again a little bit less than what my arch measures. So just to reiterate, again, I'll leave this information down in the description box because it can get a little tricky. So I initially chained 11, then I increased my work 3 or 4 times. So say that's 15, 11 plus 4, and that includes the 4 that we increase. So when you increase, you're adding stitches. So we're at 15, and then we did the single crochets, from the arch, and that made the piece that is going to tie around her neck. So we want to chain a little bit less than that. So for me, it's about 20. So I'm going to chain about 17 just so that portion that will cup the breast, because I don't want it to be loose, and if it's the same size, then it won't be tight either. To me, it just won't look right. You guys let me know if you try something differently, and maybe I can incorporate that into another video, but here I'm just showing you like what exactly I mean. So now that I have my chain in the middle, I'm going to connect that to the top, and it will meet the side portion. So I'm just going to insert my hook and finish it off with a single crochet. Then I'm going to snip my yarn and finish that off with a slip stitch, and then snip it off. So here my top is finished. I'm so sorry that I don't have a mannequin. I need to order one before the new year. But yeah, so I'll leave the information down in the description box if you guys need some help. But I'm just going to tie the top so you can see how it all comes together. And then I also, I believe off camera, took my size K crochet hook in the same color yarn, and I chained about 150, and I'm going to use that to go into the band for my customer to be able to connect the bands together, because right now the top is just loose. Like, we have something to tie it around her neck, but we don't have anything for her to connect it around her bust. So I single crocheted, well, I guess it is still a chain, about 150. If your band is a little bit tighter, you could do less. If it's a little bit shorter, you could do more. It all depends on how long you want the chain to be or how long you want it to hang. But I'm just going to do the shoestring method, and I'm going to crisscross it so that, again, she can tie it around her back and have a nice little bow back there, and then the top will be finished. Again, I will leave a lot of description down in the description box. I try to be as detailed as possible, more than I usually am. But that's it for this top, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this top. Follow me on my crochet Instagram. Yeah, let me know if you guys do anything differently. If you have any tips or tricks, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.